Hello there. So back again for another video talking about the One Ring and some of the products that are out there at the moment for you to dive into. In one of our videos we looked at the starter set for the One Ring, which is an absolutely fantastic project for getting you started in the game. It comes with a lot of amazing stuff for you to sort of explore and get used to, and is a very nice primer, even with a few sort of mistakes here and there when it comes to some of the earlier copies of the earlier editions of the One Ring start set. But that's not all. The folks at Free League have also expanded this out with a whole bunch of other products as well. We're going to be looking at a whole range of these hopefully in the next little while, but one of the ones that I wanted to talk about first is a little set that comes with the GM screen and also this new source book for Loremasters. So you get this GM screen. I say Loremaster screen should actually be the more appropriate way of talking about it. But we'll look at that in a second. The big thing that comes in this set, I think, is this sort of Rivendell settings guide. Now, in the starter set, you had a book that looked at the Shire in a lot of detail and sort of talked about the geography of that, the people, and that kind of thing. This does exactly the same thing, but it includes the region of Rivendell instead. And as you can see, it's broken down to sort of do exactly as the Shire one did in the starter set, and take you through basically the last homely house and Elrond's abode in Rivendell. It details every one of the rooms with beautiful maps. It gives you a really awesome breakdown of what it would be like to meet Elrond and Arwen, Erestor and Glorfindel, Elladan and Elrohir. It sort of gives you a really nice sort of primer on them and sort of how they fit into what you could do. You could use these as patrons that would sort of guide you on your quests and take you out into the world. Maybe you've been gifted something new that you need to dive into. Again, beautiful artwork throughout, really nice writing and everything as well. Sort of really delving into the background of Middle-earth, which is always nice to see. You then have this, which is very important. So this is the guide to making high elf characters. So if you're diving in and you want to make an elf, then you have this really nice option here. You've got all the ways for rolling attributes and all the additional bits and pieces that you need for that, some elven naming conventions, that kind of thing. And then you have the virtues as well, which are a big part of creating your characters and making interesting and sometimes flawed characters as well. Sometimes you've got things like the beset by woe and all that kind of stuff as well. It's a really nice little sort of booklet that kind of guides you through getting started with Rivendell as a location and also making elven characters. So if you didn't know, if you weren't happy with what was presented in the main rulebook, then this is for you. It's a really nice little addition to the Loremaster screen that I think they didn't really need to put in, actually, but I think it's a really nice guide to sort of taking things to the next step and maybe journeying beyond the bounds of Eriador and into Ravanian on the other side of the mountains. But yeah, a very nice little additional bit for you to pick up there. But this is just the sort of addition to this, which is the GM screen. So, the Loremaster screen, sorry. So this features more of that amazing artwork that you'll have seen. Oh, I've got it upside down. Of course I am. So this one, as you can see here, shows the battle against a band of orcs on the riverside with all sorts of nasty things dwelling in the forests around them. It's a very heavy duty screen, I would say, and I like that it's not too fussy. I think it sets a nice atmospheric a nice atmosphere to the table without it being overbearing. And then you've got things like little spooky things in the background, like the big troll there and the orcs in the darkness and all that kind of thing. It's a very nice screen that I think sort of feels evocatively Lord of the Rings, and again does the same thing as the cover art for various books and stuff, and the interior art, where it kind of gives you a suggestion of the actual characters from Lord of the Rings, whilst also allowing you to make it yourself. Like that, that could be Strider, Frodo, and Glorfindel, but it could also be your friend's elven character alongside their human ranger or their Gondorian soldier and a little hobbit as well. But yes, as is the case with all of these kind of screens, it comes with a bunch of information on the other side for playing out your games, making it very simple for a Loremaster to dive in and, you know, put together adventures and do things on the fly very quickly. I think one of the best things about this is probably the journey section there. I think that's very important. Very good and stops a lot of flicking back and forth. And of course you've got the additional stuff in there about injuries and rolls and the ways in which you can kind of add additional risk and stuff to what's going on around the table, which is very nice. So yeah, some really good stuff there that kind of helps Loremasters set up the game. And a beautiful piece as well, I think you'll agree. Like it looks like a really nice, solid piece. It's hefty, which is always good. It's not going to fall over in the middle of the game, which is always nice. But yeah, a beautiful piece that isn't obviously essential, but I think a good option for Loremasters if they want to just get the start set and then maybe this, or the rulebook and then this. I think that would be a decent sort of addition to your collection without breaking the bank. Again, I think the fact that the Loremaster screen comes with this as well, I think is pretty awesome. This is a really fun little pamphlet that will maybe spur on some additional ideas for you to play around with your group. It's very nice, a little bunch of material for continuing your stories, and yeah, I would recommend it. I think it's a really nice little set from Free League and a good idea, and again, doesn't break the bank, as it were. So very good stuff indeed. Some precious stuff for you to play around with. But yeah, that's just a sort of flick through of what you get in this. You can see whether or not it's good enough value for you and your group. I'm sure if you looked through this and saw something that was quite interesting, you'd jump on it. I think the fact that it sort of builds more on the world of Middle Earth and then gives you those additional elements to sort of do encounters with elves, and obviously the fact that you can make High Elves of Rivendell, I think that's really key. And might be just what people want, especially if they've watched the movies and they really wanted to make their own version of Erladan and Elrohir, which you don't see obviously, but you hear about, and or Arwen and Elrond and Glorfindel and that kind of thing. So yeah, very good stuff there. As I say, make sure to comment down below if this is something that you think you're going to be adding to your collection. It'd be very nice for you to drop a like, maybe subscribe, and yeah, follow along and see what else I'm going to be doing, because hopefully I'll talk a little bit more about the One Ring and any other expansions that come out in the future. But yes, hope you have a really nice day, and I'll speak to you very, very soon. Bye.